You're listening to a Bespoken Media production.
He's basically my hero. Gave me a reason to believe again. And I can't thank Bravehound enough. Saved my life.
Welcome to New Frontiers, brought to you by Scotland Veterans Wellbeing Alliance. I'm Richard Henderson.
And I'm Hannah Utley.
New Frontiers is a podcast that shines the light on the amazing charities across Scotland that are supporting veterans and their families to thrive in Civvy Street.
And in this episode, we're exploring how the bond between veterans and animals, in this particular case dogs, can change lives for the good. Now, Richard, I think you do have a dog.
I do. I am a very proud doggy dad. I have a 2.5-year-old Labradoodle called Molly.
Very good. I have a 7-year-old Border Collie called Kiba.
So you have a dog that's well trained?
No. I have a dog that's smarter than me.
But Bravehounds, specially trained assistance dogs, can turn lives around. It was a genuine pleasure to chat and meet with Henry, a veteran whose service dog Theo turned his life around.
But before that, Richard, you headed up to Bravehound's office in Lennoxtown to chat to their founder, Fiona MacDonald. Please note that this interview does contain some references to mental ill health.
Hello, my name's Fiona MacDonald. I'm the founder and CEO of Bravehound.
I'm here at Bravehound's head office in Lennoxtown today. I brought my own dog Molly along, which you may hear in the background with a waggy tail. So I'm here with Fiona, who is the Chief Executive of Bravehound. Good morning.
Good morning. Lovely to welcome you here to Bravehound HQ.
So, no further ado, how did you get involved with the dogs? I mean, everyone loves dogs, let's face it. But, how did the charity come about? How did you get involved with it?
I started the charity, and originally with a few friends of mine, we'd become involved in running concerts and events to raise money for other charities. But we met quite a few veterans who had sort of small things, maybe a washing machine or a car repair, and it was quite complicated for them to get money from a big charity. So we thought maybe we could just help them just in a very small way, just directly helping veterans that we'd met. And it just grew on from there. And what I noticed was that lots of the veterans we worked with had very much individual stories, but essentially the same story, which was that they didn't realise they were unwell. They just found that they weren't getting on with anyone anymore and were finding life difficult. They'd left the services, some with a medical discharge, but some had just left and were feeling a bit lost, had become isolated, lost contact with their family, didn't want to associate with their people that they'd served with because they were embarrassed that they weren't able to hold down a job. And some of them had become homeless, really capable people, but always trying to manage on their own and just weren't able to do it. And round about that time, I got a dog, a Scotty dog called Gwyneth, and immediately noticed the difference she made to my life. And I thought, if a dog can get me out in the morning without thinking about it and can have people speaking to me, but no pressure on me because they just wanted to talk about my gorgeous Scotty, then maybe this will help veterans. And that was what gave me the idea to start the dog side of our charity, which is completely taken over, and we are now called Bravehound.
So how long has Bravehound been going for then?
Well, the charity was originally registered in 2013, but only from 2016 did we start with our first dog. So next year it will be 10 years of Bravehound dogs.
Brilliant. And a lot of happy people, a lot of, I've been fortunate enough to meet some of the guys that have got some of your dogs, and they speak so highly of, the difference that the dogs have made. So tell me, how long does it take to train a Bravehound dog? And if someone was interested in trying to get a Bravehound dog, how would they go around, getting that?
Most of the veterans who come to us are referred through organisations like Veterans First Point or their GP, Combat Stress. It's usually through a mental health service or welfare service, and some veterans self-refer. I think the thing that's important to know is that we can only, it's just a funding thing, that we can only afford to fund 5 new dogs, new partnerships each year. So it's not a huge number, but the support we give is really intense because it's to become an assistance dog and veteran partnership. It really is a partnership, and the veteran and dog have to train together on a minimum weekly basis until they're qualified. Then it's a little bit less intense, but it's and our commitment to that partnership is over the dog's lifetime. So we're with them for a really long time, but we have a waiting list, and so it's not something that's instant by any means. Some veterans have waited a year, sometimes longer, because we want to make sure we've got the right dog for them. If we're able to get them a dog, it's not it's absolutely no guarantee.
And how do you source the dogs?
Sourcing the dogs is an interesting one, because we started off, some breeders who are incredibly kind have given us dogs, and some dogs we buy. But recently we've started a partnership with an organisation called Restart Dogs, and it's a program that's run in a prison in England, in Leicestershire, where they train prisoners to become dog trainers, and they're training assistance dogs for us. So they're working with them for the first sort of year and a half. But we also have puppy, we call them Bravehound buddies, that a puppy can go to them more locally. And it's about a year and a half before we can match them with a veteran, and also for them to become an official assistance dog. They have to be minimum a year and a half old.
We've got the Bravehound event coming up. What can people expect on the day?
Our Bravehound Armed Forces Day Dog Show is our big annual event, and it's a really fun event for the whole community to come. It's very much an Armed Forces Day to show your support for our armed forces, for the whole public. We welcome everybody with a dog to come along, or without a dog. But if you come along with a dog, you can enter a class. And from bitter personal experience of taking my dog, Gwyneth, who was the best dog in the world, but unrecognised in some dog shows, we decided to make them all fun classes. So we have best salute, best beard, most alluring eyes, waggiest tail. And we also have a very important class, which is best dog in the world that hasn't won a rosette yet, and I don't know why. And we have lots of rosettes, so hopefully everyone will go home with a rosette. And it's just £2.50 to enter, so we just need to cover our rosette costs. And it's really good fun, but very much everybody's in with the same chance. And the best beard is open to people as well as dogs.
I wish I'd known that. I wouldn't have shaved mine now. So the great thing is, I'm going to bring Molly along, and I'm glad to know she's already going to leave with an award. There'll be her first award, because she's 2 and a bit. She's just had a haircut. I wish she should have had a better beard, actually, because the other week she did have a big proper beard. She was all matted, so I don't know. We'll see what happens on the day. So everyone loves dogs and sees the fun sides in dogs, but obviously, there's a serious side to Bravehound and what you're doing. In your experience, what have you noticed, and how do you feel the difference that Bravehound makes on people's lives?
I think the main difference, what I hoped when we started Bravehound and giving veterans dogs, was we thought it might improve their lives a little bit, get them out, get them outside, not having to make a decision of whether they wanted to go out, and also giving them an opportunity to be around people in a very unthreatening way. But we've found when we ask the veterans, what difference the dogs made, and often they're telling us without having that question. Quite often they'll say the dog has actually saved my life, or this dog, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this dog.
So, Henry, nice to meet you. We had to make a beeline over here because you've got a very special companion with you today, that I'm sure you get a lot of attention for. Would you mind introducing yourself, please, and just letting us know what you're doing here today, and who's this special fellow you've got with you?
I'm Henry, sorry. This is Theo. He's basically my hero. He saved my life, changed my life, gave me a reason to believe again. And I was an early service leaver. I'd done 2 tours of Ireland, back-to-back tours. I was probably having signs of PTSD when I came out, or symptoms. But I got married, a couple of children, roll on, 2008, my wife killed herself. Prior to that, my daughter had died. So I kind of lost 8 immediate family in 10 years, so it became more and more difficult to get off my knees. And so I became trapped in this destructive behaviour. And Theo, he helps me a lot with trying to stay in the here and now, not ruminating. I suffered for 17 years. I knew about Bravehound. I approached them and I got Theo. I've had him for 2.5 years. He was a year old when I got him. He had some behavioural problems as much as me. We've ironed them out. He had 4 commands when I got him. He's up to 32 now. We're working on his 33rd. I mean, I can't thank Bravehound enough. This guy's going to love me anyway, regardless. He kind of freed me up for my own barriers I was setting up for myself constantly to avoid situations and people and stuff like that. So he's allowed me to break down some of those barriers. It helps me to manage my PTSD a lot better, my anxiety, my depression. I've got other issues as well, physical side as well. But every day I get up and we just crack on. We work through his behaviours and he works through mine as well. So if I'm getting stressed, he'll come up and he'll put his chin on my knee, so he knows, I'm here for reassurance sort of thing. Yeah. He controls my stress levels to a point. I still get upset about stuff, but not as much as I used to, and I'm not as destructive as I used to be either. So, yeah, saved my life, like I said.
And for me, some of the most moving things I've been told come from family members. We have a veteran whose wife just took me aside one day and said that when her husband said he was going for a walk, she always felt absolutely sick, that she thought he was not going to come back. And when he says, I'm going for a walk, she knows he's now going for a walk with his dog. He'll be back. And that feeling's gone. Also, the mother of a veteran, she got in contact and said that her and her husband wanted to renew their wedding vows, and could they raise money for us, which was very kind. And I was thanking her, and she said, no, you don't need to thank me. My son, we were so worried about him. He was really struggling. We were sure we were going to lose him. No one seemed to help. And now he's got his dog. I sleep at night. My husband sleeps at night. And that's thanks to his Bravehound dog. So things like that are incredible. I'm so proud of our dogs and the staff and trainers and everyone of what we're doing, because it's it is that serious. But also people who've said that they didn't remember the last time they laughed. They've come on our open water swimming class, which is just hilarious, and we are freezing veterans who were almost housebound. We get them out and about to just doing things that they wouldn't normally do. We name them after dogs that have been given the PDSA Dickin Medal for bravery, for gallantry, and it gives them a bit of a backstory for their dog. So we've had a veteran who barely spoke, and to hear them talking proudly about their dog and the dog it was named after, and what a brave dog, and asking if there's a talk that they want to come along with us to talk about Bravehound and talk about their dog. It's incredible seeing the change in people.
Do you find the demand? You said earlier there was a waiting list for dogs. Do you think if you were funded more, you'd be able to meet that demand, or what's the biggest hurdle that you have in securing the dogs for people and veterans?
I think the most difficult thing, and the most difficult thing about my job, is people contacting us, veterans and family members contacting us and asking for help, and we can't help them because we just haven't got the means to do it. And so, yes, I mean, there's a big need out there that we could definitely work with and help more people if we have the funding. But it's having long-term funding, so it isn't enough. Sometimes people contact us and will say, oh, if we pay for a dog to buy a puppy, can we name it after a family member? And we've done that, but that's, it's a 15-year commitment for us. So we really need long-term funding so that we're sure that we can keep that going. And also there are a few organisations in England who we have good relationships with, but they're like us. Currently, if someone contacts us and they say, we're in Wales, is there somewhere that we can get an assistance dog for a veteran? There isn't anywhere. And the organisations in England, like us, very, very small and oversubscribed. So my sort of dream would be a network of organisations all over the UK and bigger ones so we could help more people.
Obviously, with service dogs, I know when they get to a certain age, now not every service dog can suddenly go into Civvy Street, but a lot of them can. The sniffy ones rather than the bitey ones, should we say? Do you have links with the MOD to look at potentially rehousing these dogs and making them part of Bravehound?
We have got a good relationship. Someone came up from Melton Mowbray to meet us, and they will let us know if there's a dog that they think is suitable. That hasn't happened yet, but I know sometimes they'll have a dog that just doesn't like being in kennels, or there's nothing really wrong with it. I think for us, we're looking for dogs that we're going to get the most time out of. So we have some veterans where they have their own dog and it's a breed that we wouldn't choose because it's not a long living dog. So we tend to, when we're choosing them, to get a retriever or a Labrador, and we have quite a few spaniels as well. But I think probably most of the dogs that have given military service are going to be older, and then they wouldn't be suitable, but just because we wouldn't have them for long enough.
So someone's sitting at home listening to this and they think, I want to donate to Bravehound. What's the best way for them to donate to you?
Well, we'd be very grateful. And you can get in touch via our website or our phone number, and you'll get through to me because I do all the fundraising. You can donate online. We have a kind of monthly donation scheme, or whatever people would like to do, support us, and preferably long term. So you get to know us and get to know our dogs. We like that as well because we like people to know what's happening with their money.
Is there anything you think you would like veterans listening to this to know more about Bravehound and what's available?
Yes, I think it's what's good is to get in touch with us and come to one of our events. We have introductions to Bravehound, so you can find out more about what we do, but also the commitment that's involved, because you're not just given a dog. You have to commit to come to training quite regularly, and to do the training with the dogs. It's not doing hours and hours each day, but it's doing something small each day, and not everyone's able to do that. So I don't think that's the first thing, but I think it's just really important to know that we are very much limited in the number of veterans we can help each year. So it's a difficult thing to. We don't advertise a lot because we don't want to be overrun with people that we can't help.
How important do you think it is for a charity like yourself to be involved with the Scottish Veterans Wellbeing Alliance?
It's really important being part of the Wellbeing Alliance, the Thrive Together partnership, partly for us as an organisation, because lots of us have the same problems, same issues that come up, and you've got people you can talk to and share experience and best practice with, but mainly for the veterans that we supply dogs and provide the training, but lots of our veterans have other needs, whether it's housing, transport is a big one, or problems where they need some counselling or help. So being part of the Alliance, it means that we know who we can call. We've got long-term relationships with Rock to Recovery and with Vector 24, but we're building new ones with Operation Cairngorms. We didn't know about Stuart and his fantastic work other than through the Alliance. So we're building new partnerships, strengthening the ones we've got, and it's only possible through that Alliance. So we're really delighted to be part of that.
Thank you so much for your time, Fiona. It's been lovely to come out here and see you. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing all the other dogs and hope, fingers crossed, mine behaves herself. Last thing we want to do is show up at a dog show and have Molly running around like a lunatic. But thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I wish you all the best.
Well, thank you very much. Lovely to see you and lovely to meet Molly.
Oh, it was so great to hear there from Fiona and from Henry as well about the great work that the Bravehound are doing. Such an inspiring charity.
It really is. And when we're at the head office and you look around and you can see the dogs that they've had in the past and the names and how they got the names, and it's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah.
And it's a long journey. It's a journey for the dog as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And it comes back to, the veteran and the dog learning together.
Yeah.
They bond, they get that connection and they take each other forward.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic to see, and fantastic story with Henry and the other chaps and ladies that have, received these fantastic dogs.
Yeah.
So it was so inspiring meeting Henry and Fiona. But Hannah, you know what's more fun than meeting one dog?
Meeting loads and loads of dogs?
Correct. So here's more on my trip to the Bravehound Dog Show, which was held about 100 metres away from where we're sitting today at Craiglockhart campus. Hey, buddy. Hey,
So they didn't have any puppies last year?
Buddy. Oh, buddy. Hello, hello, hello.
So I'm here at Craiglockhart today at Napier University, and I'm really looking forward to today. I'm not going to lie, I brought my dog Molly with me. It's the Bravehound annual event. So there's a dog show, there's a whole lot of different categories that we'll find out all about. I know there's one with Beth Beard, and best floppy ears, and best salute, and I don't know what the other ones are, but really looking forward to it. And fantastic breeds of dogs here. This is a dog lover's dream. Great, so many dogs, and they've opened the gates. Here we go, we're all going in. Let's see what happens now. So we've got quite a lot of working spaniels and Springer spaniels. Spaniels definitely seem to be the favourite breed of the day. There's a beautiful red setter. I haven't seen a red setter for years. Lovely looking dog. There's a Great Dane, a young Great Dane as well. Wouldn't want to feed that. So we're in this big square just now. It looks like a bit like a bowling green, you would say. We've got some marquees over there. So we've got Bravehound, we've got Scottish Veterans Residency. This one's from Napier. There's a few others that I can't quite make out until we get closer over there. We've obviously got a judging ring right in the middle. There's clearly one of the judges. He's looking very, very responsible. His dog's looking ridiculously well behaved and trained, and it's sporting a Bravehound jacket. So one of the support dogs. The other dogs are all just having a wee sniff of each other, getting to know each other. And thankfully the sun's out. It's a little bit overcast this morning, but I think the sun's out. Everyone's loving it.
All the dogs must be kept on a lead at all times during the day, and there's also water dotted around for all your doggies.
I'm here with Dr. Linda Fitzpatrick. A little birdie told me you're a cat person.
I am more of a cat person. I'm thinking, imagine trying to have a cat show. It would just be absolute carnage. The dogs are all so obedient and they are so beautiful, honestly.
And am I right in thinking you're one of the judges here today?
I am a judge indeed.
So what I need to know is how much I need to bribe you so Molly can win something.
I couldn't possibly say, Richard, honestly.
So could you tell us what's so important about today?
I think the work that Bravehound do is absolutely amazing, and I've heard so many stories from the guys who've got dogs, and it's just totally transformed and changed their lives. And today is about bringing in members of the public as well with their dogs, so they can find out more about Bravehound, and equally we can just all be in a nice place, the sun's shining, we can be having a chat, we can be looking at each other's dogs, petting each other's dogs, and I don't know, just bringing communities together, which is what this is all about.
This year, a group of veterans got together to plan and prepare a demonstration to show the skills and teamwork required to become a fully accredited assistance dog. I'd like to introduce you to Bravehound's first demonstration team, Henry and Theo, Scott and Paisley, Paul and Gander, and Sean and Maggie.
So we've come over to the Scottish Veterans Residency stand here today. I'm with Colin. How are you doing, Colin?
I'm good. I'm delighted to be here in the sunshine.
I know, we've got lucky with the weather, haven't we? Lucky with the weather. So could you tell us a little bit about your organisation and what you're doing here today?
Yes, absolutely. So Scottish Veterans Residences has actually been around since 1910. We support homeless veterans across 3 sites in Scotland. So we've got Whiteford House in Edinburgh, we've got Rosendale in Dundee, and we've got Belrock Close in Glasgow. We provide a range of support for veterans, hopefully to support them so they can move back into mainstream accommodation. That can take longer for some people than it can for others, and we take a patient approach in that. Every single person has their own individual story. Everybody's got their own journey, their own path. They take a variety of time. We've had people that have been with us weeks and been able to move on. We've had people that have been with us for many years and it's become their home. We collaborate with a number of charities around the area, and Bravehound is one of them. We've got a good relationship with them, and it's really good to be here at the dog show today, particularly as we're one of the few homelessness charities that are residential that we can actually take dogs in. So when a veteran presents as homeless and has a dog, they don't have to be parted. We can have the dog and accommodate the dog as well within limits. We've got usually around 6 dogs with residents at Whiteford. We've got a couple in Dundee, a couple in Glasgow. Staff also bring dogs in too, which is nice. It can be really therapeutic for some of the guys that maybe have had dogs in the past and don't have a pet now. So to see them around in the garden and in the setting, it can be a really good boost for their mental health.
And I see you've brought your dog.
I have.
Along
Yeah,
today.
this is Callie. So Callie is a regular visitor at Whiteford House. She certainly seems to think it's her home now. She puts her stamp on the place, and she's got a few favourites in the staff team, but absolutely connected to the treats she's able to wheedle out of them.
Are you entering her in any categories today?
I don't know. I mean, I'm here working, and I'll have to ask Callie if she's up for it, but let's wait and see.
I think with a face like that, she's definitely up for it.
She's a mini schnauzer, by the way, just for the podcast. Yeah.
It's a very good point.
In first place, the winner of Still Game is Bailey. Congratulations, Bailey.
Hi Fiona, great turnout today. Lovely to see you again. How are you feeling today's going?
Well, it's not raining and it's just a beautiful day. It's wonderful to see so many new people. It's always a great occasion for our supporters to come together. We've got a lady who donated one of our dogs, and she said goodbye to him as a 12-month-old puppy, and now she's seeing him as a 3-year-old dog partnered with a veteran and changing a veteran's life. Just fantastic.
Brilliant. And how many dogs do you think you've got here today?
It's difficult to say. I think there must be about 60. There's a lot of dogs.
And I have to say, I wouldn't want to be one of the judges. It's a tough job.
It's a really tough job, and I'm really glad not to be one of the judges. We've luckily got enough people, and we tell them it's an honour to be asked to judge. But actually, it's a bit of a curse.
So I'm here with Annie. Annie, you've donated a couple of the dogs to Bravehound. So what's it like coming and seeing your dogs again?
Well, it's great. I mean, seeing Henry with the dog and how devoted he is, and they are to each other. Slightly disappointed that Theo didn't recognise me, but I didn't expect her to. And I was going to bring his sister because I wondered if they might recognise each other. But it's great, fantastic seeing, and he's a very good-looking dog and very well behaved. So it's good to know. Good to see.
And can I just ask, what was the process like?
Actually, the trainer, the chief trainer for Bravehound came up from London with Kerry, who's I think the Scottish trainer, to check the litter. And really, they were just inspecting me, and of course, Yell, the mother, and took me out for a walk to see how I behaved with the puppies. And I was able to boast that, because she admitted that she didn't matter. She could train any dog as long as it wasn't nervous, and all these puppies were fine. But she was looking at the mother and also how I responded to the puppies. And we have a cattle grid at home because we live in the country. And all the puppies, I'd trained them to go over the cattle grid, which actually for a country dog's important because a dog can break its leg. So I think she was impressed that all the puppies knew how to get over the cattle grid. So I passed, I think. I think the worry is that they go somewhere where they're not looked after. because to be fair, if somebody's suffering from emotional stress or strain, or is disabled in some way and can't exercise them, and we live in the country and the puppies and the dogs are free, and you just wonder, and it's very gratifying to see that they're well trained with a devoted owner.
So I'm here with Susie Hamilton, the Scottish Veterans Commissioner. How are we doing today?
Very well, thank you. It's Armed Forces Day, which is always a lovely day.
So I noticed you brought your dog with you and they've won.
Well, yes, I brought my puppy Minto. He came fourth in the puppy competition, which I think is not bad, really.
Great. And can I ask you, what's important about today?
Well, I mean, Armed Forces Day is an important day, I think, because it's the day that we celebrate and recognise our armed forces, past, present and future. And it's particularly delightful to be at the Bravehound dog show because dogs are such an important part of life for many people, but they can be a really important part for veterans.
It's Willow! Congratulations, Willow, in second position. Come on, doggies, you've got one last chance. For first position, get those eyes out. Not out.
Henry, nice to see you again. Fantastic day for it. We saw you and Theo earlier on doing the display. Yes. What's today mean for you?
It was brilliant, actually. It was absolutely fantastic. We've been working since January on this display, and the first time we came up here was the first time we'd worked outside. Any of us had worked outside with the dogs together. Bit stressful, obviously, coming up to it. However, we managed to, none of the dogs run off or anything like that. I mean, Theo's was quite guilty of that, skipping off, but he done absolutely fantastic today. And it was great to see the people here today as well, and also just us working with our dogs as a team, rather than just individual sort of thing. Yeah, so yeah, brilliant. To me, it's great to see the people here supporting Bravehound, and also, it's seen how the dogs have developed and how we've developed. I mean, Theo's, he has my life now. I mean, I'm going off to London next Thursday. I'm thinking about it already, but I've got Theo with me and for the whole journey. So I'm using Theo for the purpose he was given to me, to be able to have some kind of normality back in my life again. So, yeah.
Theo's a fantastic looking dog, by the way, I've got to say.
I know he is. He won last year. He won the dog people would most likely take home with them. But then I told them they'd have to take me as well. So they declined.
Right. Well, enjoy the rest of the day. Good to see you again.
She is Sansa, and she's the winner of the most alluring eyes. Congratulations to all of you. You've been incredible, and you all have beautiful pairs of eyes.
So we're here with Professor Jerry at Napier here at Craiglockhart, and this wouldn't have happened today if it wasn't for yourself and Napier University and allowing Bravehound to host here today. And it's been a fantastic turnout today. So many dogs and so many people as well. And good to see, other partners within the Alliance here as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really the most important thing is all the events that we do, we want all the Alliance partners to come because we want them to support each other. And I think that's really important. But it's really good to see, so many of our team, who are doing some of the things like the podcasts or doing the networking or whatever they're doing, that they're here as well supporting what's going on. I mean, I would take all the dogs home. So for me, a dog show is absolutely no work at all. It's like heaven, to get there and to see them all. But to actually see the support from the community and see all the children who are really taking something from this today, it really is worthwhile as far as I'm concerned. I think one of the things that the Centre for Military Research Education and Public Engagement has done, where the Alliance is now homed, is that we have very much moved out of the university building into the community. And what we want is we don't want people to see this as a building that just sits on a hill. We want people to come in, to be a part of the activity, and to feel welcome and to feel able to come in and do that. So doing something like this here today, where we have so many people and so many dogs, and just such a really lovely social event, and people like Susie Hamilton coming along and supporting that to me is what we should be about. Not about writing nice papers. They're great, but let's do something real.
So we've heard today that the hardest part is judging the dogs. Now, I know you're a dog lover. There's a lot of dogs here today. Which one are you going to try and steal and take home with you?
Well, I've got a cunning plan, Richard. I'm taking the black puppy. I think he'd have a great life, you know, and he wouldn't miss people, really, because I've got an uppity corgi he'd be friendly with, you know.
Well, unfortunately, all good things come to an end, and it's the end of the day. We've seen so many great dogs today, so many great categories for them. Met and spoke to a lot of interesting people as well. So it's really great to see, you know, the great work that Bravehound does. It's great to see the dogs. It's been great to meet Henry again, and just see the impact that Bravehound has and these dogs actually have on veterans and veterans' families. So many times we talk about it, but to actually see it, to see all the dogs here and the handlers and the veterans with their dogs, it really hits home the importance of it. Yes, it's a lot of fun for everybody, but there's a serious side to it as well. And it's time to get Molly home, get her dinner, get some water, and for me to put my feet up and just reflect on the day.
We'd just like to reassure our listeners that there were no incidents of dog napping after the dog show, although I think it was a close call.
It was, but, you know, luckily Hank's mum was there to save him.
Such fun had by everyone.
Oh, it was superb. I mean, for me personally, big dog fan. Just great going around seeing all the dogs, all different shapes, sizes, breeds. Phenomenal.
Yeah. And we can spend a lot of time talking about the challenges and the issues. And I think it's just wonderful to come together and just really celebrate and have fun and, you know, have a really great kind of silly, fun laugh with everyone, really.
You're right. I mean, and the good thing is, yes, what the dogs do job-wise is a serious thing. But to be able to have an event like that with so much fun and all the different fun categories, and every dog's a winner.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I hear you narrowly missed out on the prize, or Molly did.
Well, you know, she came third, so, you know, which is still makes her a loser.
Yeah.
But, you know, she did okay.
And you're not bitter at all. Anyway, before we finish, we just want to say thank you so much to Fiona, to Henry and his dog Theo, and everyone involved with Bravehound for letting us speak with him. Thank you so much for listening to New Frontiers from Scotland's Veterans Wellbeing Alliance.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, please share it with everyone that you think would find it useful.
And you can also help us out by rating and reviewing the podcast in your podcast app.
Have a look at the episode description for links to the organisations mentioned in this episode.
Lastly, to find out more about Scotland's Veterans Wellbeing Alliance and the other organisations supporting veterans across Scotland, you can visit svwa.org.uk.
New Frontiers is produced by Bespoken Media, recording and editing by Patrick Wallace, Katie Revel, Ailish Hunter and Dave Howard. The music is Something New by the Eastern Plain. See you next time again, Hannah.
Same time, same place.
Produced by Bespoken Media.